Hey, Thomas Armstead's Tribe. Just want to do a video on team and try to get as much in before my battery runs out. Different aspects of team. Most people who are successful, they say, together in partnerships have been partners at least twice before. And so partners runs into team and team into partners because everyone is part of the organization is a partner in a sense. So not actual legal partnerships, but just team. Google found out that the most successful teams were 3 to 5 people, and that it wasn't about people having common interests or having the same backgrounds. It was about when everyone speaks up and everyone is protected when they speak up, and no one feels like everyone or somebody's going to come down on them. Would you truly want people to speak up and give their input? And they, in this Google experiment, they actually forced people. They were like, no, you can't just not say anything. You have to speak up. And when people spoke up, the group understood, hey, we need to protect people so we don't squelch and squash people's opinions. One of the reasons why people talk about the 48 Laws of Power, and I say why I don't like that book. It's like I'm about helping people. I'm about propping people up. People on my team, I want them to get recognition. And that book talks about, it's very Machiavellian, which is people mistake Machiavelli and his intentions. That is about squashing people, and it kills me how over the last 10-15 years so many young executives, the hip-hop generation, are like, oh, the 48 Laws of Power, and 50 Cent wrote a 50th law. Like, I'm about, and there's a lot of good information in there. A lot of it is based on Sun Tzu, but you got to understand, that guy Green, he had 400 jobs. If you have 400 jobs, it wasn't all the universe's fault. It wasn't all the jobs' fault. Like, there was something with him and all those jobs, and thank God he found his calling to write books, right? But when you have a team, you want to prop people up, and like Tim Grover says, not everybody can be a cleaner. Some people, aren't going to be the superstars. You need the people who are just stars. You need the people who are just competent, right? It's like the master level of sales. You have the people who are training, the people who become competent, the people who become pros, the people become masters, and then the next level over master is order taker, right? Order taker, competent, professional, master, and then on top level is order taker once again. So you need people who you're compatible with, and a lot of times when people are young, it's like a social thing. It's like, no, you're not here to be social. If you make friends, that's fantastic, but you have a function and you have to be responsible. And like Peter F. Drucker says, what's measured is managed. Like, what are your goals? Did you meet those goals? Some people meet a goal, but they had it easy, and some people don't meet their goal, but they had it much harder. Like, who deserves the reward, And in the great book, Execution, a woman was quit the job, and they said, why are you quitting? They said, well, she said, I had the toughest market, and look at my numbers. I only lost 3%. The guy who got promoted, he got 14%, but he was in a market where he should have got 20% gains. And the other guy, he all of the debt, he pushed it off to the next quarter, and so he looks like a superstar. But next quarter, he's going to be gone because he left riding on the high horse. That department is going to feel the pain. And so she's the one who truly should have been promoted. And so you look at your team and you look at what obstacles they have and what goals they meet or don't meet. It's not always surface, right? And you have to have different personality types. You have to have different people who complement each other and have worked with each other and know what their duty is. Understanding at the same time that it's like Napoleon said, the fog of war. People have always thought in business, oh, we have to understand everything now, and that in the future is foggy. No, it's foggy now. And you have to get used to that chaos of something new happening, of being flexible, of not having anticipated an opportunity or a threat. So in working with teams, I feel that, like Google found out, when people are open and you protect them, there's no limit to what you can achieve. But when you have politics and you have people favoritism and cliques, which happen socially, that's fine in the cafeteria, you know what I mean, or outside of work. But You don't want to become insular. And when people become insular, and even though they know their coworker is wrong, but because they're friends, they don't speak up, that just hurts the team. It hurts the client. It hurts the enterprise. So think about all of those things in terms of team, what you want on a team, what you need on a team, the respect level, the speaking up and saying, I want a raise, I want compensation, this is why, and why I deserve it, and letting people know, don't leave, or if you're going to leave, we want to know why, so we don't make the same mistake that we made with you, or maybe we didn't make mistakes. Like Jack Welch says, people say GE, 10% of the people are fired, the bottom 10%. He's like, no, 7% of that bottom 10 leave, and they only have to fire 3%. But think about it, when you're in school and you have a test and the passing grade is 60 or 70%, in business all of a sudden the passing grade is 10%. So that's a very interesting aspect of, managers and being part of the team of the larger organization, and what's expected of people, whether they meet their results or not, and the conditions that they're working in. But team is always fascinating. It's always changing. There's different dynamics. People have their personal lives. But in the end, everyone has to look at each other and say, hey, we are in this together. We have one life, and we happen to be in this company, whether it's 2 people, 10 people, or 10,000 people. Team. Love to get your thoughts. Thank you very much.